Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about hosting etiquette, the do's and the don'ts. I'm here with a hosting guru. She hosts, and for me, hosting is a weakness. So I'm here to learn, and I thought, why not take you guys on the journey so that we can learn together. Keep watching. Angela, welcome to the channel. I know you love hosting, you're passionate about it, so we want to learn from you the do's and the don'ts of hosting etiquette. But first, introduce yourself, say hi to the viewers.
Thank you. Thank you, Lisa. My name is Angella Mirembe. I'm a doctor, a wife, a mother, and I am the proprietor of Jolly Bloomers. We are a home management service, really. We train nannies, we make meal plans for families, children who are just being weaned. We also help with delivery of low-calorie meals for people who are looking to lose weight. And I work with a nutritionist, so we are scientists looking to improve your home experience.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about hosting. What are some of the things that we need to think about as we're going to host?
Yes, so Lisa, I'll just take you back to before I got married. I had a friend, she's Dr. Angelica Etima. Hi, Angelica. So she's a friend that really showed me that, you can host people. You never have to be afraid. I used to see my mom, my aunties, they were such excellent hosts, and I used to think, oh my goodness, these women do a lot of work. Like, I'd see my mom has guests and she's not resting, she's going here, going there, and me, I'd just be thinking, man,
like you don't enjoy the party.
Yes, you don't enjoy the party. I'm like, I can't be bothered. So this one day I got to visit Angelica, and oh my goodness, Angelica has put food warmers out, she's like really gone all out, prepared some really nice food, and I was asking her, you chick, who's the caterer? She's like, chick, I don't have a caterer, it's me. And I told her, you mean a normal person can have a food warmer? She's like, yes, you get them pola. So show me, they were a wedding gift from my parents. And I was like, okay, yeah. And the food was really, really nice. The serveware was nice. And I was working with Angelica. We used to do some night shift chair together. So we used to have light banter, and she was a normal person just like
you.
Yes. And here she was with these really nice things. So yeah, a few years in, I figured that maybe I can try this. I have things that actually, after seeing Angelica's stuff, I bought a few things. By then ShopRite had so many things for home, like serveware and all. So I'd buy my things, but I would never get them out. I would imagine, now Kati, I go in the cupboard and get out over that platter. I'm like, what if it even breaks when we've taken it out? At a washing, at a what?
That's another hassle.
Yeah, so 6 years into my marriage, I had things that I had never even used, things that had been wedding gifts, but I'm like, I can't bother myself. Yeah, so one day, on a group with other ladies, I went to Namagunga, so it was Easter time, and people were like, hey guys, we are waiting for seeing everyone's Christmas, serving. Everyone's Easter servings. So I was like, yeah, but I have these things over here, so get them out and
use
enjoy
them
at Easter, everyone wanted to see everybody's Easter spread. So I was like, okay, let me get them out. So I got out my things, and I was like, okay, we can actually use them, wash them, put them back. So ever since that day, I was like, hey,
let me start.
Yes, let me start. So yeah, I figured that when you're hosting people, you need to know what are your guests like, what are their palates like. Is your grandmother coming from the village and you want to prepare for her chicken nuggets, like
fish fingers?
Fish fingers, what are the guests like, what are their tastes like? If they are old people might not really want to experiment much, but your friends might want to
try out something new.
Try out something new. And then find out, are your guests coming with children? If they're children, you need to think about what the children will eat. Let your guests know that you put in some thought.
Effort.
Some effort and thought into what you are doing. So one of the things that I do when I'm getting guests is I make a menu and I decide, you know, what am I going to prepare? So when I make my menu, I also figure out what is it that I need to buy, you know. So I make my shopping list and I write everything down. So after making my menu, I really think about what are the ingredients that I need, you know.
That's more planning.
Yes, you have to plan, you have to be detailed.
Don't start, you have guests on Saturday and then you start planning on Thursday night.
Yes. So what we do, maybe if the guests are coming on Sunday, we start preparing on Saturday. We could do all that chopping, all the veggies are cut, you know, the marinating is done. You know, the hardest part by the about cooking is the preparation, that chopping. I also really hate chopping things, I must say.
Like you mean chopping, like onions?
Yes, chopping onions, chopping carrots, you know, chopping everything. Yeah, so I write down the things on a list and I work with my people at home for us to, you know, get ready. So we go ticking off, chop onions and even write which onions you want chopped. Do you want them long? Do you want them square? You know, you write to that level of detail.
I like that because sometimes you want a potato salad and you want small onions. You don't want like these big ones.
Yes, yes. So that's what we do. So then also you have to make sure that the home is tidy. Those old newspapers that you have scattered all over the place.
Remove them.
Yes, remove them. Do cause some dusting. Though really, our homes should be ready for a visitor
anytime.
Yes, you shouldn't be saying, we'll only tidy when the visitors are coming. Yes, so make sure the bathroom is tidy. You know, make sure things are in order. Yes, we understand. Okay, we have children, and
children can make the place. You've just mopped. Now, food is everywhere.
Yes, so that's how you prepare the home. Yes.
Okay, so you've talked about planning, and that is for the food. You've talked about cleaning. What about when the people come? You know, what are you doing?
So first of all, you have to think about what time are your guests going to eat the food, this food that you're preparing. I have a friend who's always teasing me. He's like, when you're coming to Angela's home, know that he can tell me something like, Angela, I know the food is going to be served at 4:32 p.m.
Chokanga, it's lunch at 1.
Yes, Chokanga, it's lunch. So recently he told me, he sent me a message. She was like, Angela, at what time should I come? I know the food will be served at 4:32 p.m. So I told him, please, Bobo, be serious. If you come at 4:32, you're coming to pick bones for your dog. Come at 2 p.m. Anyway, so you have to think about what time is your food going to be served. Are you going to keep your guests hungry, you know? Or if you know that the food will be late, have some few small starters for them to eat.
Sometimes you go to visit, it's supposed to be lunch, you start yawning, people are in the kitchen, like, you know, the person who's hosting is up and down, is sweating, you're hungry, not even water.
So now that's one thing that also happens to me. Like most times my visitors come and I am still busy. The good thing is usually they are friends, so they'll ask, hey, how can we help? And all. So while you're busy in the kitchen, make a plan with your husband. If he's around and you're hosting friends with him, maybe he can get the guests the drinks, you know, he can serve them the starter. Yes, work together. So that's what my husband usually does. He'll serve the drinks as I'm finishing up in the kitchen. Yes. And then also, by the way, even if you've been cooking, Banange, like dress code up.
Don't put as if you have this thing on the head, the hairnet, you're sweating, you're in a lesu.
No, so guys, when you're done with your cooking, also you wear a nice dress and you know, come out not looking like you've been making chapati, the oil has been splashing on your face. You know? So have a plan, have an entertainment plan. Maybe your husband will also play the music, you know, things like that.
Me, I'm those people, when I go anywhere, I love a lot of games. So when I go to visit, I expect like over Sambu games. So I think knowing your audience, I think is important. Because me, when I come to a party and we're just there, looking, I'm like, what's the plan? Any games, anything? So I think it's important to plan out who are your guests, what do they like eating, but also what activities do they enjoy. So that when someone comes, they leave you home saying, wow, that was such a great visit.
Yes, the entertainment.
Okay, so what about like, you know, setting like the table? Is there any anything that we need to remember as we set the table, or the cutlery and things like that?
Yes. So now we really need to have some few nice things that you bring out when you have your visitors. By the way, I firmly believe that you should use your nice crockware every day. You people, things shouldn't be only for visitors.
And we learned from our parents. They used to hide the things only for visitors. So we are carrying on.
No, like you enjoy your home and let the nice things not only be for the visitors. And you see now with COVID, people weren't really visiting.
Yeah.
So Kati now it was like a whole year of literally not much activity. So Katinga, for your nice things are only there
Kept,
waiting
in
until
boxes.
next year.
Until Christmas time.
Yes, until Christmas time. No, let's use our things every day. So when you're going to host people, have you think of what serveware you're going to, use. And what you use to serve depends on what it is that you have cooked. I mean, if you're serving something with gravy, you need a deep dish. You're not going to put something with gravy on a platter.
Flat.
Yes, on a flat thing. So think about what it is that you'll serve in line with the menu that you have prepared.
Light bulb moments with Lisa. Did you know that the first known cakes were made of bread? Don't eat bread this festive season. Order from Cillas oven. You won't regret it.
When it comes to serving your food at the table, lay your table nicely, We go to hotels and we see, this whole nice setup. It's very possible to do
At
this.
your home.
Yes, to do this at your home. You don't only have to find it at the hotel. So no, on which side does the fork go? On which side does the knife go? Usually the helps that we employ find it so hard knowing how do I lay the table. So if the person is right-handed, I simply tell them, the knife goes on the right hand. So the knife goes on the hand that you use to write, break it down for them that easily. So that if you tell them go and lay the table, they will do that. And also normalize laying the table every day when you're going to have a meal at home. Like don't only lay the table because a visitor is coming. Yes. Let your children learn how to use cutlery, You find that, okay, when there are no visitors, we've only put a fork. No. By the way, some people want to have their meal with their knife and fork. It's not that the knife is only for cutting. You also use the knife to,
Scoop as if support, yeah.
And,
But then, Angela, like, people say these things are expensive. Those nice plates, those nice things are expensive. What advice would you give someone who wants to achieve that kind of look, but feels like things are expensive?
Yes, so what you can do is have a wish list of things that you would want at home, Go and see these nice forks that you want. How much do they cost? What are the options, yeah? So make your list and save towards it. You can say maybe every month I'll save maybe 30K towards my forks, save slowly and tick off your things one by one on the list. Yes.
Okay.
And then one other thing, Lisa, people, these little forks and spoons that come in rice and what as bonuses, those spoons, Vanange, should never make it to our dining table.
The rice cooker spoon, that plastic
yes,
one.
the rice cooker spoon. Even bringing saucepans to the table, it's not smart, The saucepan is used to cook. Put your food in a nice dish. Yes, and bring it to the table. And also bringing these mismatched plates,
Oh.
Yes, some people say, no, all my plates got broken and what. But, try to have your set. Like, let it be smart at the table. Oh, you've brought a wine glass, then another person is using a juice glass, then another person
we are guilty.
is
Someone told me, a friend of mine, she's called Doreen, she told me something interesting, that before you bring guests, always do some sort of stock taking. Because we have kids, we have sometimes helps break things. So always sit down, maybe, I don't know, weekly, I don't know, whenever you're going to have guests, and know how many glasses do I have? How many plates do I have? How many serving spoons? Because you're rich, you're hosting, people have come home. Meanwhile, in your head, you knew you had serving spoons. Only to reach, you have one. You're mixing, because I made through it maybe by mistake. So stock take.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think another thing to support stock taking is sometimes when the kitchen is so busy, you've had so many visitors, when they're clearing the plates, some of the cutlery gets lost.
Yes, they just throw everything.
They just throw in there. So you can teach your people that, first gather all the food on the plate, on one plate maybe, or in a big dish, and then as you separate the cutlery at the sink, to avoid throwing your cutlery in the rubbish as they clear out the plates.
Okay, so we've talked about some of the do's. Now, what are the don'ts, that are just going to make everything fail?
Yes. Now, having a dirty house. Like imagine your visitors come, the place is dirty, the bathroom is dirty. You know, when you have guests, of course, if your guests are even entering the house with shoes, you know, they'll keep, they might come outside in the grass and then, you know, go to the bathroom. So you'll have those footprints that are muddy. So try to keep checking on the bathroom. Is it clean? They should keep checking and cleaning regularly. And also replacing the tissue, you know, to have something nice in your bathroom for your guests to even freshen up. Like a nice hand lotion.
Maybe, guys, are you hearing?
Like a nice hand lotion. Put some dental floss for them in there. Put some toothpicks for them in there. You know, someone like meat might get stuck in your tooth behind there.
Now you're shy to remove it at that
you're
table.
shy to take it out at the table, and you can only do it in the bathroom. Yes, you won't now carry a toothpick and go with the toothpick to the toilet, you know.
Have some things in the bathroom to help people like freshen up.
Yes, yes. So then the next don't is really mismatched cutlery. That one is really a don't. It's a no. It's a no. Yes, and then also serving burnt food. Every now and then we have accidents.
Something can happen.
Yes, something can happen. Things might not go as you planned. So if the food is burnt, it's best, I think, you don't serve that one.
Nga, it was your main chicken.
Because it can end up spoiling
the whole thing.
You know, it looks funny, then it's not tasting nice, then people might be there fearing to leave it on their plate.
So they just chew
you
it,
know,
yeah,
so really we should avoid serving burnt food. Then count your visitors, You know, sometimes, okay, the visitors might be many, and then you didn't plan
Or
well.
even someone says, you invite them, and then they come with their husband. Nga, they were not on the budget.
Yes, so maybe you can say, okay, me the host, I'll eat last as you're there gauging her. Is my food going to be enough? And you know, one of the tricks that some of my friends use, like if they see the visitors are many, they now do as if, like, they change to as if like a buffet setting. Like you get someone to serve people, so you find tricks around it. Yes.
What about as a host? You know, sometimes you're there, let's say you're married, and you've had some issues with your spouse before guests come. How should we act? You know? First talk about that. It happens.
Yes, it happens. One thing that my parents usually tell me is, they give this example that one of the reasons they like going to church is you might have had a disagreement with your spouse, and then you go to church, and somehow that day the reverend talks about something that's so relatable to you, and it serves as an icebreaker. So I mean, you might think you've just quarreled with your person, then the visitors are here, but someone might say something along the way that, you know, is funny to both of you. You'll find that the mood really would probably improve as the day goes. Of course, it depends on what the issue was, but
so in other words, don't show your guests that you've had issues. Like, you can put on a show for that moment so that people don't feel uncomfortable. Sometimes you've gone visiting, and the mood is just so bad. You're like, Banange, why did we come? The people are not talking. You know, they're not helping each other. It's like so, it's so uncomfortable. So I think as we host, keep your things. When the guests go, you can now bring in your own, try to solve your own conflict away from the visitors. Any other don'ts that we have not talked about?
Yes, how our children behave around the visitors. Yes, yeah. Okay, you might go somewhere and the children, are friendly, but sometimes maybe being
too much.
Yes, a bit too much. So our children need to learn how to behave around our visitors. I mean, your child might come and slap the guest, like, and maybe the guest is your father-in-law.
the child is over, like, you know, overtying on the person. Oh my God, what? Like over jumping.
Yes.
Like it's so uncomfortable.
Or crying for the visitor's phone. Yeah, that kind of thing. So, of course, it's a work in progress. Many of us with young children, that is a bit hard.
It's a struggle.
It's a struggle, but as they get older, you know, yes.
All right, thank you, Angela, for being here. We've learned some things. I hope you guys have learned something. Let me know in the comment section, what casting are you going to implement after watching this video? My name is Lisa Kusima, and always I'm here to inspire.